this past weekend as the champion for, I believe it was 126.
Yeah, that was that new invitational they've picked up since they quit going to South Adams on
yeah,
their schedule.
South Adams kind of did away with theirs, and Coach Lawrence wanted them to get some more wrestling time, and that was a good spot for us to go. There's a lot of teams up there that we would see at
maybe that's what got these boys ready for today.
Yeah, so.
This is Xavier Hill. He's also a freshman.
He's at 195.
Yeah.
And he will be wrestling. Well, they have two as well and they're both sophomores, so it's either Caleb Cohey or Gunnar Napier.
Northeastern's always had a pretty good program too. I mean, it's always been a fair competition, I think, every time. From when I remember our boys wrestling anyways.
Yeah, it's always a back and forth battle with Northeastern. And we've had some really good matches or meets as well, in the last 5 or 6 years with them. So the Northeastern's got some wrestlers on their team too that are pretty stout. For example, Heather Kroll. Unfortunately, I don't believe we're going to get to see her wrestle tonight because we don't have a 106, but she was a state qualifier last year in Indianapolis. So her and another girl, it was the first time they've ever had two girls in state championship wrestling tournament.
Just neat to, that close to home, and
it is, yeah.
You can't help but cheer, even though they're our opponents tonight. You can't help but cheer for them.
Yeah, you can't help but cheer, and it's crazy how that works out too, because once all your guys are eliminated out of the tournament, you still root for whoever's left in your conference. I mean, for example, like I said, Heather Kroll was from Northeastern. Centerville had a girl go as well, but it's always neat to see your conference mates
right
do well. Helps represent your conference, not only their school but the conference that you're wrestling in.
I think the TC is pretty good at that too, like just our conference in general, rooting each other on. I know our counties even. I know we're going for county this Saturday, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But for the most part, we cheer for each other once we get past county stage.
Yeah, pretty much.
Once we get past where we're not going against each other. So.
I mean, we want to see all the kids do good, whether they're our opponent or not.
Right.
So.
I think we had a little blood time, and now we're back to action here.
We're back, and it's 2-0 right now with Northeastern on top with 2.
If you're tuning into wrestling and you're just looking at the scoreboard here on KISS, you'll see there's 2 scores. The little score is the actual match that's going on, and then the team score is the 18-12, if you're kind of new and learning wrestling at home.
He's got to keep that head up when he shoots in there.
When he does that, I think he's going to monkey flip him, but doesn't quite pull it over.
Yeah, no. Trying to do that arm drag over the top.
Oh,
there he's
come
going
on,
for a headlock. That is probably Coach Lawrence's biggest pet peeve right there.
Grabbing that head back or reaching back?
Just headlocks in general, because that can get you in trouble, as you can see right there.
If he probably would have maybe turned it into a major hip throw. Oh, wait, that's jiu-jitsu, though. So.
Yeah. He's trying to do a sit out there. He's got to keep continuing to get his butt out of there. I think he'd have been all right, but he's definitely not just sitting there waiting to see what happens.
I am loving that these matches are not just in and done.
Yeah.
They're both boys and both opponents are having to work for the win here.
That's
on all these matches so far that we've seen tonight, really.
Yeah, and none of them are just laying there waiting,
Yeah.
They're moving.
Climb.
Pulled him on top, but I think he may have just got himself in a bad situation there. He gets that elbow. Oh, there we go. He's okay now. So it's 6-2.
Not get too high.
Yeah. But he's going to get nailed for locking his hands. Another point for Northeastern. Now we're at 7-2. So.
And that's just something you see a lot in freshmen too. It's just something they learn over time.
They do. Believe it or not, they don't call it as much in junior high, which I think they should.
And they just do it out of habit, I think, and they don't even think about it until they're.
Yeah. I wish they would call it more, just so these kids can get used to it. There's a reversal by Northeastern. We're at 9-2 now. Xavier needs to post up, get his knees up underneath his hips here. Get his head off the mat. Oh, there he broke free a little bit. He's back on his belly.
He's going to make Northeastern work for it if they're going to get it here.
For sure. But it looks like, too, that Northeastern's got a lot of young wrestlers as well.
Do they?
I mean, they've got their fair share of seniors with, 4 of them, but the majority of this team is sophomore and freshmen, so they're also a young team, too, so they, can only improve from here on out. So the next couple of years at Union City and Northeastern Wrestling should improve tremendously, and we'll have some great matches just like we have tonight.
He's got short time here, 20 seconds if he can either ride it out or get up and try to.
Yeah, he's still not just laying there. He's still trying to move. Now the kid from Northeastern is trying to get a butcher here. Oh. Now they're out of bounds there. 6 seconds left. He's got to take a deep old breath right here. He's got to scramble fast, try to get 2 points here before the end of this period.
Who was the caution?
Caution was on Northeastern. He didn't have his hand on his belly button. That's the end of period 2. It's 14-2, so right now he's getting close to being tech fault, so he's going to have to score some points here.
Well, hopefully here they take this last period, round, whatever, and one of them. You're looking at a basketball scoreboard and start using basketball terminology.
Yes, oh, I know. I know what you mean. But again, though, just like them other 2 matches that we've won already today, I mean, Xavier can still pull this out.
Oh, yeah.
If he can get a pin here, I mean, that would be amazing, being down that far. He's got to get that leg out. He didn't, though. He's got to work back up to his base, keep that head off the mat.
Some kids shock you right at the end. They just explode and
they do.
I've seen kids that are, losing in the last few seconds. They somehow explode and make a pin.
Yep. So Northeastern decided to let him up, so he got a point for an escape.
For that, right?
Yep. So it's 16-3 now. Go, another takedown. That is
That
it.
is a tech
That's
fall.
a tech fall.
So if you're not familiar with the tech fall, if you are just tuning in to learn wrestling, if you're up so many points, anytime